Let's learn how to visualize data in bar charts using Python. Okay, so as you can see, you see how it is. Lovely looking bar chart with tooltip indicating the various data on each bar based on how it is in the file or in the database as the case may be. So create a new file called barchart.py. So we have a more or less like a template here. If you watch the other video, you see that it's very similar to what we have here. Okay, so what we want to do is that we include or import pandas matplotlib.py plot and so on. So that's the file we're going to be working with. All right, so we'll include or import new numpy later. Let me just comment that. So this is a boilerplate or more like a template. So if you look at it now, it's empty. You can see that nothing is in there. It just gives us the like a blank page there, so you can see. But you can see the data from a few data from the file from the Excel file. Note that dataset.xlsx is the file that houses the data. So what we now do, just like we did before, I will link the link to that other video for pie charts in the description on this video. Just like we did, we are doing something very similar here in line 8. So group equals dataset group by, then year, population, exactly what we did before. Okay, so now in fact some of the code there came from there. So we need to give it colors. Okay, so colors equals plt.cm.tab 20, then line space and so on. So that's more like the color. We'll put it in the color variable or colors variable. Determine the size. Okay, as you can see how it comes out beautifully. You can see beautiful bar chart right here. Of course, it doesn't have any tooltip yet. If you mouse on it, nothing will show. So nothing will show. So we now define the axis. We define the title, place the title on it. So if you run it now, you see that it has a title on the chart, as you can see right here. Okay, so it's actually about Nigeria population from the year 2000 till date. Okay, that's till 2024. It depends on when you are watching this video. All right, so put a break on that, a new line, so that it gives you this kind of it gives you a space between the title and the chat box itself. All right, so you can see that it's from 2000 right to the end. Then we'll not say that ax dot set take labels. That is the one that will be at the bottom. So as you can see, tick label is something that shows the various years. We'll slant it a little bit to be in 45 degrees. Right, so we'll just add all these ones. So we'll just add all this, add the code. So now what we have here, so line 14 to line 19 is all about customizing how it's going to look like, especially in terms of the various. So as you can see that, so everything appears now. So you see the population at the y-axis and the years at the x-axis. So let's add the tooltip on it now. Okay, let's add the tooltip on it. So in order to add the tooltip on it, that is, if you mouse on individual bar, it shows some kind of basic information. Okay, so we need MPL cursors. Okay, so MPL cursor as a library. So open a new terminal. So we need to install it. In order to install that, pip, just like we did before, install MPL cursors. So press enter, then it gives you like, see that it's successfully installed. So the one that was shown I couldn't find anything before, now it's seen it doesn't have issues anymore. Yeah, right there in line 4. Okay, so what we'll now do, so on line 22, 23, so we'll now add the, but of course if this is not what you want, you may just stop the video here and move on. But here I think it makes it more or less interactive. All right, so when you add the tooltip on individual bar as you mouse on it. Okay, so what we'll do now is that we'll now say cursors equals npl cursors dot cursor, then bar hover through, that is when you mouse over it, then cursors dot connect. So that this basically connects to the data, which is the year and the population. So that's what you have in line 24 all through to line 26. You may want to have your own on a straight line, that's this entire line, so that it doesn't have an issue, but mine doesn't. Some editors do have issues when you press enter on them. So all right, I think this is okay so far. So if you look at it, so let's test it out and see how it looks. So if you run it now and you let's see any other thing. So look at the code carefully, type it correctly and test it out. So now if you remove the in line 10, if you comment that and remove anything about color here, line 10 and line 13, and run it, you see that it's going to give you the default color, which is blue. As you can see that as I mouse on it now, it shows me the various, I mean, each of the bars has its own data as you mouse on it. Okay, so I think this, because it's not enough to just see the various bars showing up there. It will also be good to have the individual bar showing its data as you mouse on it. Right, so just undo that so that it looks beautiful. And so it depends on what you are working on. I think this looks nice, so you can actually move it around. I don't know why you should do it, but it's possible to move around. Then of course you can also save it by clicking on the save icon at the bottom here, right here. So you can save it to save like a picture, or maybe you want to add it to your presentation, like PowerPoint presentation or whatever. That can also be done. Okay, so look at the code carefully and type it correctly, and you will not make mistake. Then you can use any data of your choice, so long it has year, population, and other columns that are there that you are using to work with. It mustn't be this data. It could be any other thing. It could be in terms of sales, maybe result or whatever. Can also be used for something like this, or something like this bar chart can be used for something like that. I hope this helps somebody. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Like the video and share it. Thank you, and see you in another video.